FlightBoss, bitch. And you know, my bad, bruh. The fucking name was just on the... Shout you out, man. It's the last video I just put up, or 2 videos ago from this one. I actually got some time to myself to actually look on my videos now, you know what I'm saying, and look at the comments. Like, because, you know, by me being a lot of fire, I've been working on my selfish tendencies. So I've been overextending myself to others with my possessions. And even though I feel vulnerable at times, I'm starting to see the benefits. Like, I see the benefits in that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It all helps, you know what I'm saying? But, see, yeah, on the last videos, they wanted me to talk about the Lilith. Now, see, Lilith, now me, see, I come from the actual sphere of reality before a lot of the skies here was manifested. So I can tell you a lot of these things without actually having to do any kind of research or anything like that. You feel me? Like, for an example, like, really, like, all you got to do is know what's coming and what's going, where it's been and where it's going. If you could tell about the planets, know where it's been and where it's going, you will know everything about it, no matter what sign it's in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Know what sign it originated in, and know it, and then once you know the direction of it in the orbs, you good. You know what I'm saying? The orbital traces of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Lilith isn't an actual asteroid. Lilith isn't a planet. Lilith, so don't let no astrologer out here tell you that, or none of that. I'm from there. Like, listen to me. Don't let nobody tell you it's a fucking asteroid, a fucking comet, anything. What Lilith is a section in the sky that the moon and the earth creates. Like, when you have sex down here, your child is basically an orb. The older your child get, is the bigger the orb is. And that's the more separation the parents have between each other, and in the middle of it is the growth of the orb. That's a child. So when 2 planets is having some type of relationship, that's an orb. So don't get confused about what an orb is. That's an orb. Just like my sun conjunct my ascendant. No, my sun trines my ascendant. My sun is 17 degrees Aries. My ascendant is 17 degrees Leo. So there's a 0 orb. There's no space in between it. So there's a butt and head factor, but at the same time, there's a common goal factor. Now, my moon is 8 degrees Sagittarius. So there's like there's a 7 to 8 degree orb. So there's like 7 degree spaces between them. You know what I'm saying? So that leaves room for other influences. And with my chart, Antares is the influence because my moon conjuncts Antares. And it's just funny how all these powerful influences is impacting me, causing voices in my head and shit like that, forcing me to do certain things, when in reality, I have to understand that it's all me. Now, the Lilith, I could personally speak upon the Lilith because the Lilith conjuncts my ascendant. It's like, it's crazy, right? Antares conjunct my moon. My Lilith conjunct my ascendant. My Lilith is in Leo. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I'm putting these into, and then my Lilith squares Pluto, because Pluto is in Scorpio, which is my 4th house. Leo is my 1st house. Lilith conjuncts Leo. And then fucking Neptune squares my sun, which is Aries, and Antares conjuncts my moon, which is Sagittarius. So it's like I'm not on Earth half of the time. But when I get a chance to come here, I'm gonna speak on the Lilith right now. The Lilith is a space in the sky. So this is what happens with the Lilith, and this is how they measure the Lilith. Or how some of these websites will measure your Lilith. I don't know why they say it's an asteroid or something like that. But, okay, when the moon and the earth has its own relationship. So the orbits it makes around the sun with each other has its own orbital. Now, that orb, when you was born and where the earth is at and the moon is at, wherever that orb sits, because it's a big ring, right? But it has to be in the middle of that ring. So in the middle of the earth and the moon, the orb that's in the middle, how a regular orb would be, wherever that sits at, that's where your Lilith is at. So look, my moon was in Sagittarius when I was born, right? my Earth was in 17 degrees Libra, because my sun was in 17 degrees Aries. So my Earth sign is not 17 degrees. I think 13 degrees. 13 degrees Libra. So it's always the opposite. Like if you 20 degrees Aries, then your Earth sign. If you 20 degrees Aries sun sign, then your Earth sign is going to be 10 degrees Libra. You know what I'm saying? Then they go in the opposite. They meet up at 15, then they go their separate ways. You know what I'm saying? So 17, I think 13 or 12, one of those, you know, something horrible in math. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not horrible in counting money. But yeah, my moon was in 8 degrees Sagittarius, and my Earth was in 13 degrees Libra. Now, in the middle of the orb that Earth and Moon made with each other, it lands in Leo. You know what I'm saying? It lands in Leo. That's the orb that was between. It lands in Leo. Now, I know you're wondering, you can't look at it like a situation between that Sagittarius is 2 signs from Libra, because we talk about the Earth and the Moon here. So, you know, the sun is always looks, you know what I'm saying? It's always looking, they always making aspects to each other. So the orb in between could fall and it could do something like that, like a yin and yang, cross references between each other. It'd be here and here at the same time, to the point that it looked like it's doing this. So mine was doing this in Leo, which conjuncts my ascendant. You know what I'm saying? And it trines my moon and my sun. So what Lilith actually is Lilith is it carries traits of the Earth and the Moon. So what is Earth? Earth is stable, practical, and it nurtures for the growth of life. You know what I'm saying? It's the growth. It nurtures the other fire, wind, and air to sink in the Earth to all together create life. Like, you know, Captain Planet, the cartoon. So Earth is the foundation that creates that it needs to nurture and birth the life. Now the black moon is the assertion of life. So the black moon is the manifestation that's needed in order for the ingredient for life to come out of it. Almost like a female. So it's like, so I'm gonna say it got water traits. Like it's not even a lot known about Lilith right now. You know what I'm saying? If you go look it up right now, you might not even find a lot of shit that got to do with Lilith. You know what I'm saying? But if you do find little shit they got, it's like they try to tie it to goddesses and shit like that, whatever like that. But they right too, because it's really all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They try to say that the Lilith does it's like a mistress or something like that, and of evil, whatever like that. But once shit start talking about evil and devil and all that shit like that, I kind of outright dish it to the side. But you know what I'm saying, my interpretations of it, because I was there when it was made, you know what I'm saying, it's the actual, it's the moon's actual feeling, the mood swings. So when the moon is traveling, right, it's doing mood swings. So when the moon changes its mind and has another mood swing, it leaves a mood swing behind. Now this mood swing get left behind, and it gets filtered through all the other elements that's going through the sky, as far as signs and stars and shit like that. So say it just had a mood, say the moon just left Sagittarius, right? And it just had a mood swing that it felt like it needed to escape something. So it did it through drugs or something like that. Now when it went into Capricorn, the moon changes its mind now and got that out the way, and now it want to have the feel of being stable. So what happens here is when the moon becomes, now when it switched that mood, that the energy can't be destroyed. It only can be reciprocated. So what happens is that feeling of needing to escape is still there, but the moon is just in another place right now in its life. Right now, it's in Capricorn, for an example. So it needs, if it want to feel stable and shit like that. So the emotions that it just left is took, right, and it gets manifested on Earth as of an energy that's attacking the energy that the moon is in now. You know what I'm saying? So when the moon wants to feel stable, it still has that tendency to want to escape, because when the stableness wants to wants to not feel stable no more and then start to feel like it's getting too much on it, you know what I'm saying? It goes back to that old sign that it was just in, and them old emotional traits to feel like it may need that again to escape the future is in. And when the moon goes into Aquarius, it's gonna feel that same and wants to expand on knowledge and humanitarian traits. It may start to feel that it's not stable there, so it might try to attract the emotional state it was in the previous sign. But see, the energy can't be destroyed; it only can be reciprocated. So when the moon is in the future sign, it gets attacked by the emotions from the previous sign. And when it's getting attacked, when it gets influenced on Earth, it creates a manifestation of physical things. So say for an example, when the moon just left Sagittarius and went into Capricorn, now the moon wants to feel stable because that's the sign it's in now. Now once that get too big upon, it wants to feel familiar. So it get attacked by stuff physically from the last sign. So it's going to be, when you want to be stable, because the moon is in Capricorn, it's going to throw Sagittarius stuff in its way to make it feel like it doesn't want to make it feel like that it needs to escape again, to make it feel like, you know, so it's gonna throw, say you worried about a bill, it's gonna throw 10 more bills on you to make you feel like you may need to feel familiar again and attach them traits that the moon just left, because that energy is still out there. And when it gets reciprocated through the Earth, it gets manifested into reality, into the moon sign it's currently in. So it make it feel like it need the last sign traits. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is that's the orb itself. That's what the orb does. But it comes from that little space between the moon and the Earth at the time a person was born, and it's doing that every day, all day, as life go on, as where the Lilith is now, currently. You know what I'm saying? As a transit. So that little spot in the sky, that's Lilith. So it's like dark aspects of yourself. So if my Lilith and Leo, what happens here is I have my and it conjuncts my ascendant. So the dark aspects of how I feel about other people feel about me, I will show that. So for an example, say I may go somewhere, right? And I may pick up this weird feeling that someone don't like me. I'm going to be the first person to express I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Because my Lilith is in my ascendant. So personally, I'm going to show a distaste towards you because I know naturally you have a distaste towards me. And a lot of times, see, with my powerful placements, I may jump the gun before a person actually feel that way because they're not aware of thyself. So me just doing that still makes it a way that they have a distaste for me because they distasted that I did that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a situation where I kind of have no choice sometimes. It's like you either love me or you hate me. There's no in between. There's no in between with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the type of shit I go through. But as far as in a synastry chart, if a person's sign conjunct your Lilith, then they're gonna show which you feel you are vulnerable at. So you always gonna feel vulnerable around this person, but this person may not always see you how you think they see you. So it's going. But if y'all get in depth and it's a deep relationship or friendship or something like that, then this could be the best thing. But if y'all both don't know each other, this could be or don't know thyself. You have to know thyself. You both don't really know yourselves. This could be the worst aspect. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it basically is with these powerful energies. It's like a love-hate thing. There's nothing in between. You're either going to take over or be a complete servant. FlightBoss, bitch. This is the Mind Eminent Aries Moon, and I'm here to carry out God's duties and responsibilities because I'm the Archangel Uriel. FlightBoss, bitch. Here.